What is up, comic book fans? It's Tim here, and today me and a special guest will be talking about the DC film schedule that was supposedly leaked on the internet. And before I get this started, let me introduce you to my special guest, and that is Hybrid.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Okay, so me and Hybrid are going to be talking about the 7 movies that were supposedly leaked all the way up to 2018. We're going to go through each one, share our thoughts on it, then share our thoughts on the final movie list total. So the first movie is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, which obviously is going to be coming May 2016. That's already coming. We pretty much know everything about it. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Not really, because they're pretty much just starting like the meaty aspects of filming. It looked like like LexCorp and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm really trying to hold on until we get an actual teaser trailer.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're
or like
definitely
some
getting the movie.
costume reveals, like
Yeah.
Batman Superman, not just like Batman alone. So I'm waiting for a little bit more before I really put my definitive stamp on it. Like going into it, like will I be going into it with high expectations? Like low.
Yeah.
So
You really don't know what to think about it so far. I mean, there's been like a leaked Superman costume, supposedly more closer to the New 52, but really everything has kind of just been like leaked. But we do know that we're going to be getting Cyborg and more of the Justice League characters, and possibly Jason Momoa from, I think it's, what is it? Oh, he's supposedly supposed to be
Game of
playing
Thrones.
Aquaman. Yes, Game of Thrones.
I'm not a big fan of him being Aquaman, and it's not because of the actor. It's just because when I see him, I don't see Aquaman. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, you don't see the character.
I was expecting, like, I'm not against it per se, but it's just like if they had to cast an Aquaman, I would have just preferred them cast someone that looks like the character.
Yeah, I mean, like, does he even have like the blonde hair type of thing?
No, which
Yeah.
is why I was really surprised because I can't remember. He's not Samoan. I want to say Samoan because he's really big, but
He definitely looks
he's
like. Oh, yeah, go
he's
on.
not blonde at all. So, and if they made him blonde, he'd look really weird.
That is
He'd
true.
look like it would look out of place. So I'm surprised like they just didn't cast him as another character like Ocean Master. So like something they could easily get away with like that versus Aquaman, but they did it. So
Yeah, I mean, like, I only seen this character in Game of Thrones, and he's pretty brutal in the Game of Thrones. Like, he would play more of almost like a darker Aquaman, is what I would think. But I think Aquaman needs to have the blonde hair. So hopefully, this isn't confirmed yet. But if it does happen, I won't be like too upset. But like you said, they could have made a better choice. And even if they do dye his hair blonde, it will look weird. But anyway, that is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. That's already coming, but supposedly 2 months after that, in July, we're supposed to be getting Shazam. So I'm gonna share my thoughts on this real quick. Well, supposedly Shazam isn't even connected to that movie universe. Is that correct? Is that even like?
yeah. Supposedly Shazam would not be in the same universe.
That is the stupidest thing I
bullshit.
heard. Why the fuck would they even do that? I mean, really? You're
Yeah, like,
trying to
honestly-
create something in here, and you're doing that?
Yeah, like, honestly, I'm a massive Shazam fan. So when I first heard about this, I called bullshit first off
Absolutely. I mean, it's
because everyone wants The Rock to play Shazam, and I'm like, The Rock should not play Shazam. He said it before because everyone wants him to play Black Adam because he kind of looks similar to Black Adam in a sense. And he was like, if they want me as Black Adam, I'll play Black Adam. Like, and he likes the character, and I'm like, why would they have him as Shazam? Like everyone wants him to be. But just in general, having a Shazam movie right now, I don't think it's a smart idea.
I think they should hold off for Shazam. I think they should make the Justice League movie, add Shazam, and then add Shazam to the Justice League movie. Sort of kind of like what Marvel's doing with their characters. Like they're kind of like adding new characters in after their like Avengers movies. But I mean, I think Shazam is a character that DC could use to the advantage. I mean, he's a kid that becomes a superhero. That's an automatic, like, every kid is going to want to see that movie, I think they could really, like, pull in lots of cash just from a Shazam movie. Like, I think if they're going to have Shazam, he should definitely be in the Justice League universe. I guess whatever they're going to call it. And supposedly, this Christmas, 2016 Christmas, is supposed to be getting the Sandman as well, which is also not connected to the Justice League universe, which is even more stupider.
I don't see that happening just because the Christmas holiday season is a massive usually for like family movies.
Exactly.
So for them to release anime is not. If this is the DC Sandman I'm thinking of, he's not really a family movie.
Not at all.
So I'm like, it's not gonna really do that well. Like, he's not really that well known either. So it's not like it's a Batman movie, Wonder Woman, Superman, Flash. It's Sandman. When people hear Sandman, they're gonna be really confused because they're gonna think about Spiderman Sandman. They're gonna think about like some other Sandman, not DC Comics Sandman.
He doesn't really have a huge fan base. Like, it's not like people aren't gonna be like, oh, it's Batman. Like, it's, you know, it's, he doesn't have a fan base as wide as like Batman and Superman. So, and like you said, it's not a family movie. So, and it's not connected to the universe. Like, is Shazam and Sandman connected? Is there like two universes? Or
I don't think so. I think they
they're
just
all
be making standalones.
Well, that, I mean, I could see Sandman maybe having his, like, maybe his separate universe, but Shazam definitely not. But anyway, we're supposed to be getting those three movies in 2016, which, one, DC has never gave us 3 movies in a year, ever. And all of a sudden, they're just going to do it in 2016. That seems very unlikely. If they're going to do it, they slowly have to build up to it. They can't just randomly give us 3 movies. Like, it's kind of hard to do that. Like, they're not all of a sudden becoming Marvel. Marvel didn't post, 3 movies a year, like, right out of the blue. But, anyway, in 2017, May 2017, we're supposedly getting the Justice League, which I think is going to happen. I don't think we're going to get Shazam and Sandman. I think we are going to be getting the Justice League in 2017, though. May. Because they'll probably, film right after they do Batman v Superman, Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, they'll just go right into filming the Justice League, which is supposed to happen.
For the Justice League movie, I want to be, I guess to put it simply, I want to have high expectations, but at the same time, I'm uncertain because it's going to be compared to the Avengers, and one thing the Avengers had going for it was it had a lot of build-up, which meant that when all the heroes came together, they were able to do it in a very organic way and natural transition, so it didn't seem kind of random, like, oh, out of the blue, this happened. Versus Justice League, which doesn't have that ability to set up like 5 to 7 films ahead of time. So essentially, they're gonna have to explain why all these heroes are getting together right now, and I'm just worried that with Justice League and not having that amount of time to develop the story overall, it's just going to be something really rushed and random, and it's just not going to work out well. But I do want it to be good. That's obviously, every comic book fan, Marvel and DC fan in general, doesn't matter. You should want a good Justice League movie because that's how we get other good comic book movies. So that's my thoughts on that.
Like you said, having a reason for them all to come together, do you think it's going to be Darkseid? I think they should hold off on Darkseid, just because he seems like a bigger character, and they should probably keep him for like a second or third Justice League movie. There's definitely other things, like, let's say, maybe Brainiac. Like, then again, that is just a Superman villain, but Brainiac, usually if Brainiac is going to attack, it would definitely seem like something the whole Justice League would come in for. But then again, you're like, well, if Zod attacked, wouldn't the whole Justice League come in for that? Because, like, when Zod attacked, that was a huge thing. Like, where was Batman when that happened? But then again, he could have just been saving Gotham from, like, destruction as well. But there definitely so many character or villains that could be put in for the Justice League villain. But I think they should hold off on Darkseid, definitely for like a third movie. But like I said, there's tons of other villains that they could move in there. But this is definitely the worst movie that's not gonna happen. Wonder Woman in July 2017. I want a Wonder Woman solo movie more than anything. But 2 months after the Justice League movie, that's not going to happen. How is Gal Gadot going to film Batman v Superman, go right into Justice League, and then right into a Wonder Woman movie 2 months later? This just doesn't really make sense. Like, is it possible? I guess, like, those 3 movies so close together. Is it going to happen? We're not going to get it. I mean, we might get a Wonder Woman movie later, like, I would say, like, 2018. But we're definitely not going to get 2 months in July 2017 right after the Justice League. Do you think that's possible?
I think it is because, no offense to her, but she's not that busy of an actor, so to speak. It's much more leeway in her schedule than like after Henry Cavill. But my only thing is, for me personally, thing where it's like a Kryptonian colony, because if it's a Kryptonian colony, I don't want a Wonder Woman movie. Like, I love the character, but that it wouldn't be able to go into the rich mythology of the character, like Greek gods and everything, that I love. So, if they go Greek gods, the Mascara route, yes, I'd love a solo film that goes into that. It'd be amazing to see that on screen. But if it's just, Kryptonian colony on Earth that happens to be a doll woman, something like that, I'd rather just pass on it,
Is that actually what they're supposedly supposed to be doing?
That's the big rumor. Everyone's saying
horrible. That would be butchering.
That's how they're gonna explain why she's similar to Superman in powers. I guess everyone's like, oh, they're gonna explain that she has similar powers to Superman because I guess a long time ago when the Kryptonians were exploring space, they sent a scout ship to Earth, and I guess they can explain why it's a woman-only society because they can just genetically engineer children so they don't have to, reproduce sexually. But
I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I deny it.
It takes away such a unique part of the character, though,
Exactly.
Like, that would be like having Shazam and taking away all the, he gets powers from gods. It'd be like taking that away and just being like, he takes a pill that gives him Kryptonian abilities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, she's not Kryptonian. She's from Themyscira. If they're gonna do a Wonder Woman movie, they had to have Themyscira. They had to have the Greek gods. That explains, how are you gonna explain the lasso of truth? How are you gonna explain?
I bet it's just gonna be a lasso with a detector.
That would be, I would really get pissed off. I mean, that's butchering the character to the highest extent. I mean, that's like saying Batman doesn't wear a Batman costume, he wears a freaking, owl costume. I don't even know. So supposedly we're supposed to be getting a Flash Green Lantern team-up Christmas of 2017. I think that's a pretty good movie to have around Christmas time. Flash and Green Lantern are pretty much happy characters, so that would work well. But the recent news is saying this Flash and Green Lantern team-up is not for the actual movies, it's for the CW. Now that makes more sense because Grant Gustin is the Flash on CW, and by 2017 he'll be already on season 3 of the Flash, so he'll probably have most of his character, villains down, and he'll be a pretty solid Flash by then. But Flash and Green Lantern team up on CW, the only problem I have with that is the effects, and I feel like a Flash Green Lantern movie just wouldn't work too perfectly. But what are your thoughts? Do you think it should be in the movies or on CW?
I think it's gonna be on TV. I think it's gonna be like a TV movie special for Christmas. I don't see it being in theaters at all. Also, I doubt it's gonna be Green Lantern. Probably it'll be Green Arrow. Connected Arrow, because I'm not saying Green Lantern is pushing it too much, but between budgeting and also just the fact that they've already showed us Green Arrow and the Flash are in the same universe and together and all that stuff, I don't see them not doing that,
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying with Flash and Green Arrow, we already know that in the beginning of the Flash pilot, he's already going to go be visiting Arrow, so those two will communicate throughout, their shows, because they're going to be airing around the same time. But, a whole movie would be pretty cool if you have a whole, it's a Flash, Green Arrow movie. I would really enjoy that, but I don't know why they would announce it so far away. It's not really something you would announce that's 3 years away with, CW. Yeah. So that's kind of question right there, why the hell would they do that? So maybe it really is a
that's
Flash
total...
Green Lantern team up, but wait,
this is supposed to take place 3 years in the future?
No, it's supposed to take place in Christmas 2017, which is 3 years.
Oh yeah, that's totally not true then, because they would never plan that far ahead.
Especially for, movies possibility, but not for CW, absolutely not.
Yeah, because they have to take it within that time.
Exactly.
So.
We don't even know if Arrow or if the Flash are going to be going that long. They probably will, hopefully. But,
Arrow would be in its last season, because they planned for 5 seasons, so...
Really? For what,
yeah,
Arrow or Flash?
For Arrow. Because each season is supposed to correlate with a year he was on the island.
Oh, I had no clue it was only going for 5. That's
what the showrunners said. The showrunners said that they planned for 5 seasons, but I guess technically they could go more. I'm pretty sure Smallville didn't plan to go for 10 seasons, but...
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, so those are our thoughts on the Flash Green Lantern team up, or Flash Green Arrow, or whatever the hell is going to be happening with this Flash team up movie. But the last movie that was confirmed was, or not completely confirmed, is in May of 2018. What is it, like 5 years after Man of Steel 1 was Man of Steel 2. First thoughts on that? Wow, really? 5 years between movies? That's pretty damn far. I think we should be getting that movie after like somewhere in 2017 at least. But yeah, Man of Steel 2, 2018. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think it's true. Mostly because I don't think they're going to call it Man of Steel 2. I think it's going to be called something. Especially because Superman is a much more known name than Man of Steel. And it's not to knock the nickname of Man of Steel, but I think just for future versions, it'd just be better if they just called it Superman something. Like, I don't know, Superman Metropolis, Superman Krypton, Superman Man of Steel. I don't know, something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's ridiculously too far away. I can't remember what movie it was, but there was a movie that did get a sequel like 5 years after the first one.
Like a superhero movie?
I think it was a superhero movie. I can't remember exactly, but
I mean, Superman Returns was supposedly connected to the original Superman
yeah,
show.
it took place after Superman 2, but
Which was confusing.
yeah, they didn't really explain that. But my thing with Man of Steel 2 is that for it to come that far, it's not going to work well because the point of a sequel is to build off the first movie, and that's what Superman or Batman and Superman's going to do. So they'd have to be building off that, but that would come out. This would come out after Justice League, so then they have to build off of Justice League. So when people hear about Man of Steel 2, they're going to initially go see Man of Steel, not see it. They're going to see Man of Steel and then expect to go into Man of Steel 2.
When that really wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, it's going to be really confusing. So
it's more connected. It's like you got Man of Steel, then Batman v Superman is like the second Man of Steel, then Justice League would be like the third. So Man of Steel 2 would be like the fourth movie he's in, and he'd be like almost done his movie deal. Like, I think it should be, like you said, like Superman Brainiac, or exactly. It shouldn't be Man of Steel 2. The title doesn't make sense, but also the fact of a solo Superman movie 5 years after the first one still doesn't make sense. That is the final movie that was confirmed. This whole movie list of all these 7 movies, they make sense about getting them. Like, we're gonna get Justice League movie, we're probably gonna get another Man of Steel movie, and we're probably gonna get a Wonder Woman movie. It's just the way they're organized is very disfigured, and I don't think we're gonna be getting Sandman or Shazam anytime in like at least July 2016. But do you have any final thoughts on all these movies?
yeah, I think a good half of it is someone just made up something and wrote it down. But also, a lot of these, it would be a great animated movie. I was thinking about, like, I could totally see them making a Shazam animated movie at that time. I could see them doing a Green Lantern and Flash animated movie at that time, but nothing, like, it could also be live action. Very unlikely.
I mean, all these movies, the number one thing that seems like animated could be the Flash and Green Lantern team up. It just seems like the most animated movie type thing. But then again, what they're doing with their animated movies is going New 52 route, sort of.
Yeah. Like, but for Shazam especially, I think you should not have a Shazam movie until you're done with Superman movies. And the only reason I say that is because I feel like if Shazam, they make that movie when they make the Superman movie, it's going to be too easy for them to compare the two. And to compare Shazam, as he is now in 52 at least, to Superman would be very disrespectful to the character. And, a lot of people don't know this, but Shazam, or not, I guess, if you want to do original, Captain Marvel, before they changed his name, he was who he is before Superman was who he is. And by that I mean, when Captain Marvel was around, he already had the ability to fly, and all of his abilities he had from the get-go. He was the first superhero to fly. Superman, at that time, when Captain Marvel was introduced, only had, the leaping, the super strength, durability, like the bare bones stuff, and then over time they added that on. And a lot of people have it confused when DC Comics sued Fawcett Comics, they didn't win. Fawcett Comics just went broke. And then they bought characters. So, my biggest fear as a Shazam fan is seeing them just basically make him Superman with electricity, which is what they always do in other media, it's just so sad to see, because the character, like, back in the Golden Age, he was the highest selling, most popular character at that time. He beat every other publisher and every other character, so...
I think what should happen is he deserves his own movies, his 3-movie deal, and he deserves to be his own character.
Exactly. I think he deserves that type of respect.
Yeah.
Because he can hold his own movie franchise. He doesn't need to be tied down to, Superman or Justice League. Like, if people actually went into the characters' history, they'd find a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Besides Black Adam. Like, Black Adam's the obvious, thing to go into. Black Adam, Shazam, like the Wizard, Shazam, and all that stuff. That's cool. Rock of Eternity, that's cool too, but there's so much more you can go into.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I think he could definitely hold his own movie deal. It's just, eventually having him in Justice League would be pretty cool,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that would be awesome, but
it would be cool. I would love it. I'm just afraid they wouldn't do it right. So it's one of those things where it's like, either they do it right or they just don't do it at all.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're trying to say. But, yeah, so those are the movies. We got, Batman vs. Superman, Shazam, Sandman, Justice League, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern Team Up, and Man of Steel. We just shared your thoughts on them. Now, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. And, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Hybrid. You can click the annotation on the screen or the link in the description box down below. He does tons of comic book videos. He's awesome, and definitely should check him out. But, guys, anyway, thank you for watching. Go to comment, like, and subscribe to me and Hybrid, and we'll see you guys later. Peace out.
See ya.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe, or you're not gonna like what I do to you next.